in the 1954 World Series, Willie Mays made the catch. The over-the-shoulder dead run catch off Vic Wirtz, 415 feet away in the Polo Grounds. And what a tremendous play that was. I got to get pictures of myself doing that at the Fan Fest, All-Star Game Fan Fest in 2013 in Kansas City. But I would never make that catch. And 90% of center fielders probably would never make that catch, if not all of them would not make that catch. But plays like that, we would not have seen had it not been for Branch Rickey and Jackie Robinson. 1954 was the year that the Supreme Court case was Brown versus the Board of Education happened. That was 11 years before the Civil Rights Act overturned the Jim Crow laws in the South. We had to wait for the Supreme Court to integrate American life in baseball, we probably would have never seen Willie Mays. We probably would have thought that was a myth, just a legend. There wouldn't be film footage of his exploits. And he and so many other stars would have passed into history, largely unknown. And that would have been tragic. Willie Mays was tutored by a man named Piper Davis, who was the player manager of the 1948 Birmingham Black Barons. 48 Black Barons were the last standing Negro American League champions. They defeated the Homestead Grays from Washington, D.C. in the last American League World Series for the Negro Leagues. Piper Davis and other veterans on the team, such as the catcher Pepper Bassett, some of their pitchers, really taught a young 17-year-old Willie Mays how to play the game. And they taught him well. For example, there was a time when Willie Mays was hit by a pitch ball by Chet Brewer, who was getting back at him for hitting a home run. The pitch knocked him down, hit him in the arm, and Mays said the pain went through his whole body, and he was crying. Piper Davis ran out over him and said, "I want you to get up and run to first base, and the first chance you get, steal second, and then steal third." So Willie, crying, ran down to first base, and he stole second, and it dawned on him after he stole second, this is the way you play the game. You can't let pitchers show you up. And in fact, if they come after you, you got to make them pay. So Willie learned his lessons, and that when he was signed by the New York Giants and went to play with the Trny AAA minor league team, he knew he'd be fine because he knew the level of baseball he encountered in the Negro Leagues. And with the 1948 Birmingham Black Barons, was about as good as it gets. Today on Apba Baseball Classics, we have the 1948 Birmingham Black Barons taking on the 1940 Cincinnati Reds. Pull up a chair and join us. Hello, everybody. This is Appa Brian with Appa Baseball Classics, bringing to you Game 6 of the All-Time Greats Tournament. This game is between the 1948 Birmingham Black Barons and the 1940 Cincinnati Reds. Here's your starting lineups. Leading off for the Black Barons is shortstop Artie Wilson. Batting second is Willie Mays in center field. Ed Steele is playing right field. Leon Piper Davis is at second base. Jim Zapp is in left field. Lloyd Pepper Bassett is the catcher. Joe Scott at first base. Johnny Britton at third base. And James Newberry, grade A, ex-Z pitcher, is on the mound. For the 1940 Cincinnati Reds, champions of the National League, we have Bill Weber at third base leading off. Ivo Goodman is playing center field, no, right field. Batting second. Myron McCormick in left field, batting third. Frank McCormick is the first baseman, hitting fourth. Ernie Lombardi is the catcher, hitting fifth. Lonnie Fry at second base. Harry Kraft in center field. And here is Billy Myers, the shortstop. Bucky Walters, grade A pitcher, Y modifier, is on the mound. Let's play ball. Here's the first roll of the ball game. Artie Wilson, 21 is the roll. That's a 23. Fielding column 1, that's going to be an error on the left fielder, Myron McCormick. Wilson's at first with speed. He is a fast runner. Here is young teenager Willie Mays. Not too many 13s on his card. I think we might try and hit and run. Here's the pitch to Mays. 21 is a 30, and that is going to be a fly out to left field. Wilson will have to return to first. One away. Ed Steele. 45 is going to be a walk. And Bucky Walters is in a bit of a mess here in the first inning. We have Lorenzo Piper Davis, the second baseman. First and second, only one out. Here's the pitch. 24 is the roll. That's going to be a pop on the infield, caught by the second baseman, Lonnie Fry. Be an infield fly rule anyway. Here is Jim Zapp. With 2 outs, it's going to be up to Zapp to take advantage of this potential rally. 21's the roll. That's going to be a swing and miss for strike 3. And Bucky Walters holds on. We go to the bottom of the first. The Black Barons 0 and the Reds 0. James Newberry had a 2.55 earned run average with 7-2. The Black Barons were 51-26 in 1948 in Negro American League games. Negro League teams often barnstorm, but league games they were 51-26. Here is Newberry facing the leadoff hitter for the Reds, Billy Werber. 61 is a 22, fielding column 2. That's a ground ball to first base, fielded by Scott. Flips to the pitcher, Newberry. Werber's retired. One away. Ivo Goodman. One 3 is going to be a base on balls. And the Reds have their first base runner, fast runner at first, and Myron Mike McCormick, who hit 300 in 1940, comes to the plate. Here's the pitch from Newberry. 31 is an 8. That's going to be a ground ball to Scott at first base. Flips to Newberry. Goodman goes to second. And there are 2 outs. And Frank McCormick comes to bat. 55 is the roll. That's a 7. And it's going to be against a let's see, we're on second. It's a single, and Goodman scores, putting the Reds on top, 1-0. Here is the catcher, Hall of Famer Ernie Lombardi. 43 is a ground ball back to the pitcher, and Newberry fields it, throws over to first. 3 outs. We go to the top of the second. Cincinnati 1, Birmingham 0. This game is being played in Crosley Field. Cincinnati, tomorrow's game will be played at Rickwood Field in Birmingham, Alabama. Pepper Bassett leads off for the Black Barons. 35 is a 8 against an A pitcher. That's going to be a pop out to the third baseman, Billy Werber, 1 away. Joe Scott. 42 is a 41. That's going to be an error on the shortstop. Myers, and that puts Scott on first with 1 out. Scott's a fast runner. Here's the third baseman, Johnny Britton. 35 is a 9 against the A pitcher. That's going to be a single. It's going to be an infield hit for Johnny Britton. The Black Barons have runners on first and second. You might just call them the Barons. They were called the Black Barons because there was another team in Alabama, their white team, Barons. So we'll just call them the Barons probably. As we move along, here is the pitcher, Jimmy Newberry. First and second. There was already 1 out. He's going to take his cuts, see what happens. 46 is a 12. And the batter is going to be safe, fielder's choice. The out is at second. So now the Barons have runners at first and third on the ground out to shortstop. 2 outs. And the very dangerous Artie Wilson. In the Negro American League games, he hit 403 in 1948. Don't know if they want to pitch to him. They see 17-year-old Willie Mays on deck. They're not going to pitch to Art Wilson. Bases are loaded. Can Willie Mays put a quarter in the merry-go-round? Here the pitch to Willie Mays. 25 is going to be an 8 with the bases loaded against an A pitcher. That's going to be a fly out to right field, caught by Ivo Goodman, and that puts the end of the threat. We go to the bottom of the second inning. Cincinnati 1, Birmingham nothing. Speaking of the white Alabama Barons team, you'll never guess who the radio broadcaster was for that team. That was Bull Connors, the infamous sheriff in Alabama in the 1960s, Bull Connors. All right, here's Lonnie Frey leads off for the Reds here in the bottom of the second inning. They hold a 1-run lead. 1-5 is going to be a base hit for Lonnie Frey, and he will be able to steal second on the next pitch. And he's going to take that opportunity. Bassett, the catcher, is a 7. 11 through 16, he'll be out. 63, he is easily safe. Lonnie Frey steals second base. Harry Kraft is the batter. There's the pitch to Kraft from Newberry. 64 is a swing and a miss, strike 3, 1 away. Here's Billy Myers. 52 is the roll. That's 27. Fielding column 2. It's got a Y modifier, but his is an X. It's ground out to third base, and the runner holds. 2 away. That brings up the pitcher, Bucky Walters. Not a horrible hitter. Came up in the major leagues as a, I'm not sure if he made it to the majors as a third baseman, but he started out as a third baseman. Here's the pitch to Walters. Runner on second, 2 outs. 63 is a fly ball to center fielder. Willie Mays is under it, makes the basket catch, and we go to the top of the third, 1-0 Cincinnati. Ed Steele set the lead off the top of the third for Birmingham. 354 hitter in 1948 in Negro American League competition. Second on his team in steals, and second on his team in, actually first in home runs. Here's the pitch to Steele. 52 is a 27. That's going to be a ground out to third base. 1 away. Lorenzo Piper Davis. 33, that's going to be a hit column roll for Piper Davis. 24 is a double for Davis. That gives Jim Zapp an opportunity to drive him in from second base. Jim Zapp was a .298 hitter in 1948, pitched to Zapp. 21 is a swing and a miss for strike 3, 2 outs. And Bucky Walters has pitched in trouble in all 3 of his innings. Here's the pitch to, but he's not letting by a score yet. Pitch to Davis, 61's a 24. That's going to be a pop out to the shortstop for Cincinnati. Will Myers makes the catch. So we go to the bottom of the 3rd. Nothing for Birmingham, 1 for the Reds. Leadoff batter for the Reds, Billy Werber, is up. 35 is going to be a base on balls. With nobody out, we've got a fast runner at first. Iowa Gooden, a .258 hitter. He might hit and run. There goes the runner. Here's the pitch. 1-1 roll. That's a hit column roll for Goodman. 21 is going to be a double, and the run will score on the hit and run play. Werber crosses. Goodman settles at second. RBI double makes it 2-0 Cincinnati. Still nobody out. Here's Myron McCormick. 23 is a 33. That's going to be a pop out to the shortstop, Artie Wilson. 1 away. Now we got Frank McCormick, 309 hitter in 1940. 46 is a 41. That's going to be runner steals third and goes home on a wild throw by the catcher. So I always give the catcher a chance to throw him out. If he doesn't, we're going to call it an error as the play result. 26, he's not out, and wild throw, so it'll be an error on the catcher to run scores. Stolen base and an error, and it is 3-0 Cincinnati. Next pitch to McCormick is a 42. That's a walk. Only 1 down, and here is catcher Ernie Lombardi, 319 hitter in 1940. Nicknamed Schnoz. 22 is a 7. That's going to be the runner on first. Against the A pitcher, ground out to third, 5-3. The runner goes to second base. Now 2 outs. And here is Lonnie Fry. First name Linus Reinhard. Interesting. Here's the pitch to Fry, 22. That's going to be an 8 with the runner on second. Ground out to third. That completes the inning, but the Reds scored twice on a walk, a double, and an error. We go to the top of the 4th. Cincinnati 3, Birmingham 0. Joe Scott leads off for the Black Barons here in the top of the 4th inning. Reached on an error. First time out, 25 is a 37. That's going to be a strike. Here comes the 0-1 pitch from Bucky Walters. 65 is going to be a pop out to the catcher, Ernie Lombardi. 1 away. Johnny Britton, the third baseman. 24 is a fly ball to center field, caught by Harry Kraft. 2 outs. And now the pitcher, James Newberry. 23 is a swing and a miss for strike 3. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Still 3-0 Reds. We're at the bottom of the order for Cincinnati. Harry Kraft leads off, center fielder. 32 is a ground ball to the second baseman. That is Piper Davis. Makes the play. 1 out. Here is Billy Myers, the shortstop. 1-2 is a 25. That's going to be a ground out to. That's an X modifier, so it should be a strikeout, actually. There's 2 outs. Newberry has the X rating for strikeouts. And now the pitcher, Bucky Walters. 31 is a 23. That's going to be another error on the left fielder. That's 2 today on Jim Zapp. So 2 outs. Walters at first. Average speed. He dons the pitcher's jacket. And Billy Werber steps in the box. Here's the pitch from Newberry. 26 is a ground ball to, let's see, second base, who goes a short way to retire the pitcher. We go to the top of the 5th inning. Cincinnati 3, Birmingham 0. Leadoff hitter Artie Wilson starts it off in the 5th for the Black Barons. He's reached on by an error and walked. 23 is a strikeout. 1 down. Bucky Walters pitched in a lot of trouble in the first 3 innings, but he has now retired 6 in a row. Here's the pitch to Willie Mays. When Piper Davis brought up Willie Mays and put him in the lineup, I think it was in the middle of 1947, Willie was 16 years old. And the players came out on the field. Piper hung the lineup on the dugout. And he told his players, he said, if anybody doesn't like this lineup, they can go to the clubhouse and turn in their uniform. Willie was 16 years old, and he was put in left field and selected to hit 7th. Here's the pitch to Willie. 1-5 is going to be an 8 against a pitcher. That's going to be an out. Flat, a pop out to 3rd. 2 outs. And here is Ed Steele. 24 is a 22, fielding column 2. That's going to be a ground ball to first base. He makes the play. It's McCormick over there. 3 outs. We go to the bottom of the 5th, 3-0 Reds. Apple Goodman steps in the left side of the batter's box. Here's the pitch to Goodman. 45 is going to be a base on balls. Goodman will be at first. Fast runner. He has been on base all 3 times. 2 walks and a double, and scored 2 of the 3 runs for the Reds. Mike McCormick, 300 hitter. Here's the pitch to McCormick. 55 is a 7. But against a pitcher that's a ground out to 3rd, runner goes to 2nd. Wonder why. Frank McCormick. 52 is a 27. Runner holds. Ground out to 3rd. 2 outs. Ernie Lombardi. Schnoz. 1-4 is a fly ball to left field. And Jim Zapp is under it and makes the catch on that play. He's got 2 errors in the game. We go to the top of the 6th. 3-0 Cincinnati. 6'3" Piper Davis steps in the box. He was born in Piper, Alabama. Here's the pitch by Bucky Walters. 45 is a base on balls. Davis is an average speed at first. He has a walk and a double in the game. Jim Zapp looking to make up for a couple of errors. Here's the pitch. 51 is a 9. That's going to be a base hit for Jim Zapp. First 2 batters have reached. No outs. Here is Pepper Bassett. Pepper Bassett was a 278 hitter. Let's see, 1st and 2nd, no outs. He's going to swing away. They're 3 runs down. They need to get a big hit. They've had opportunities. First 3 innings in particular. Here's the pitch. 34 is a fly ball to center field, and the runners will hold. 1 down. Joe Scott, the first baseman. 14 is going to be a fly ball to left field. 2 away. And now the third baseman, Johnny Britton. 65 is going to be a foul out to the catcher. So Bucky Walters pitches his way out of the mess. We go to the bottom of the sixth inning. Reds 3, Barons 0. Fry leads off for the Reds. He has singled and stolen a base. 53 is a 19 fielding column 2. That's going to be an error on the third baseman, Britton. That's the third error by Birmingham. Fast runner at first. Harry Kraft is the batter. 244 hitter. 1-1 roll. That's a hit column roll. 43 is a 6. Double to right center. A double over first base. Fast runner scores, so Goodman will score. Pretty sure he's fast. Not Goodman. Lonnie Fry was the runner at second. That's 4-0. He was fast. So no outs. Billy Myers comes to bat. 24 is a strikeout. Bucky Walters, the pitcher, 64, is a strikeout. 2 away. Here is Billy Werber. 43 is a ground ball back to the first baseman. Throws to the pitcher covering. Werber is retired. We go to the top of the 7th. 1 unearned run was scored in the bottom of the 6th. 4-0 Reds. When I look over the Apba Negro League teams, there is one glaring weakness on their teams. Most of them do not have a bullpen. Now, Newberry, the starting pitcher today, did do some bullpen work for Birmingham, but in general, they just didn't have bullpens or very many pitchers. So he will lead off at the top of the 7th inning and remain in the game. Here's the pitch, 23, swing and miss, strike 3, 1 away. Here is Arthur Wilson. Pitch to Artie is a 56 roll. That's going to be a walk. He's been on base 3 times, twice by walks, once by air. And now Willie Mays. .64 is a strikeout. And Ed Steele. 61 is a ground out to the shortstop. We go to the bottom of the 7th, still 4-0 Red. Ivor Goodman leads off for Cincinnati. 23 is a 33. That's going to be a pop out to second base. Myron McCormick. 41 is a 28. That's going to be a ground out to the shortstop, Artie Wilson. 2 away. Frank McCormick. I don't think Myron and Frank were not brothers. Here's the pitch to Frank McCormick. 32 is a 26. That's going to be a ground out to second base, Piper Davis. 3 up, 3 down. We go to the 8th. Cincinnati 4, Birmingham 0. When playing basic Apba home rules, I apply the point of weakness in the 7th inning to starting pitchers. You have to have 2 bad things happen to them, and then reduce the grade by 1 letter grade. So far, Bucky Walters is not in any danger. And, well, he has 1 bad thing happen to him in the 7th. So far, fatigue-wise, Birmingham's pitcher, Newberry, is okay. All right, here's Walters. He'll face Lorenzo Davis. Here's the pitch. 43 is a ground ball back to the pitcher, Walters. 1 away. Davis is 1 for 3. He has doubled and walked. James Zapp comes to bat. Zipper Zap. Love the nicknames on the Apba cards. 53 is a 16 fielding column 1, fly out to center field. Caught by Harry Kraft. That's 2 outs. And I keep knocking my team over. Bassett, the catcher. 36 is the roll. That's going to be a base on balls. And that is the 4th walk, actually 5th walk issued by Bucky Walters. Two outs and Joe Scott. 54 is a fly ball to right field, caught by Ivel Goodman. That's the end of the top of the 8th. We go to the bottom of the 8th, 4-0 Reds. As we go to the bottom of the 8th, we notice that Joe Beggs is warming up in the Cincinnati bullpen. Newberry is still on for the Barons. He'll pitch to Ernie Lombardi, Lonnie Frey, and Harry Kraft. Here's the pitch to Lombardi. 43 is a ground ball back to the pitcher, Newberry. Throws over to first, Scott, 1 away. Here is Lonnie Frey. 1-1 roll, that's a hit column, that's a 6 actually. That's going to be a double to right center field. And Lonnie Frey is 2 for 3 in the game. 1 away, runner in scoring position for Wildfire Harry Kraft. 1-2 is going to be a ground ball to, or no, a line out to Piper Davis at second base. He caught that ball in the air. That's 2 away. Billy Myers. 33 hit column roll. That's going to add to the lead. 61 is a double for Billy Myers. That's the 4th Reds double in the game. Scoring Fry. And it is now 5-0 Cincinnati here in the bottom of the 8th. All right, the Reds will call for a pinch hitter. He will be Jimmy Ripple. 2 outs, Lonnie Frey or Billy Myers is at second base. Here's the pitch. 23 is a fly ball to left field. That's the 3rd out. We go to the 9th inning, 5-0 Reds. All right, new pitcher for Cincinnati is Joe Beggs. He is a grade A pitcher. 12-3 in 1940 with a 2.0 earned run average. John Britton leads off for the Black Barons. 23 is a 26. That's going to be a ground out to second base, fielded by Lonnie Frey. Throws to first, 1 away. Now a pitch hitter for Birmingham will be Bobby Robinson. Here's the pitch to Bobby Robinson. 25 is a 10. That's going to be a single. Pitch hit single for Norman Robinson. Fast runner at first, but there's not going to be too many shenanigans going on here. They're 5 runs down. Artie Wilson steps in the box. Here's the pitch to Artie Wilson. 61 is a ground ball to the shortstop, fielded there by Will Myers. He flips to second base, Lonnie Frey, and over the first, it's a 6-4 game-ending double play. The final score, Cincinnati Reds 5 and the 1948 Birmingham Black Barons 0. We'll be back with the wrap-up. Okay, the 1948 Birmingham Black Barons scored no runs on 4 hits and they committed 3 errors. The Cincinnati Reds of 1940 scored 5 runs on 6 hits and they committed 1 error. The star of the game is Bucky Walters. Pitched 8 innings of shutout baseball, and he is the winning pitcher. So Bucky came to the Cincinnati Reds in the middle of the 1938 season. He went 11-6 for the Reds that year, and then the next year, in 1939, he won 27 games and became by a wide margin the National League's most valuable player. And then in 1940, Bucky Walters was 22-10 with a fine earned run average. Hope you enjoyed the game. If you did, please hit the subscribe button and the like button. And thanks for tuning in. Good day, and God bless.